Welcome to Dancing Twins channel, where we explore dance and theater.
So before they never had so much freedom. One girl from the poor family could just stand up for her beliefs for somebody who is not a dancer. Rebel, feministic dancers. Even nowadays not all the people are smart enough to think about this. Hi, my name is Alina and my name is Alena. And we are professional contemporary dancers and teachers, and also we are part of the theater Anstatuanta.
This Anstatuanta means doppelganger or twin. Company dancing theater for the movement, for the body, and of course for our souls.
So today our talk will be about free dance, about modern dance, and maybe about the very beginning of contemporary dance, which we are the most interested about. And I think today Alina is going to ask me some questions and I will try to be answering. Contemporary dance, free dance and modern dance is a field where women first started to be creators. So before they never had so much freedom in their creative field. And I think it's really hard to imagine that in these moments it was 19th century and it was sometimes middle or maybe the end, but it was really far time ago that one girl from the poor family could just stand up for her beliefs, not only about the type of dance, it was more like a philosophy. So I think that it can be interesting for each of us, even for somebody who is not a dancer, to understand why and how this happened. Okay, so my first question will be, how can you describe free dance? How we can distinguish this type of dance from others? I think free dance is the most distinguishable dance from ballet in these moments. Why? Because they deleted once, they deleted all the special clothes people were wearing while they were dancing ballet. As well, they cut all special type of movements. It was nothing like the first or second position of the legs, of the hands. No, it was not positions, it was more about how you feel yourself. Why it happened? Because people from different social parts, doesn't matter, it was poor people or it was rich people, they started to get tired of these rules. I'm tired of this, Grandpa! And if you know that ballet, I hope you watched our previous videos, if not, you have to go and check it. Ballet was created from the monarchy. So it was the moment when people were tired of social placement and they were tired of doing the same things with not so big amount of money.
What do you mean? What do you mean?
Because if you remember, it was a moment in ballet then it lost all its sense. It was the moment when people were dancing ballet only to do a beautiful picture. So it was a very big amount of people, especially women, who were trying to be educated, not only about their brains, but also about their bodies. And ballet were not an option for them, because they were not having desire to be captured about the clothes, and they were not wanted to be captured about the movement. So that's why this dance appeared. And I think that it's really important to understand that the one who started this was one girl, and later on I will tell her name. But the thing is that really she was like from the super poor family. And I think that in comparison with ballet, which were born because of the royal families, it's a really big distinguish.
So it looks like dance came back to its roots when everyone was able to dance.
Yes, and later on when we will talk about this girl, it's a mystery who was this girl. No, I will tell you who was this girl. She was literally watching some Greek vases, and she was checking how they were dancing, and she was taking inspiration from them. And also she told a lot of times that for her it was a super stupid and silly way how to dance, and they were explaining that our limbs are growing from the spinal cords. She was telling that you have to forget, which is the main lesson they give you in your first ballet class. You have to be moving from what you feel, and I think yes, it's super cave type of dance. So yes, history spiral. Well, with time come back to the things, we change a bit the way how we perceive them, how we watch them, but if we look to the core, I think it's still the same.
So today we in general will speak about rebel, I don't know.
Yes, rebel feministic dancers. Yes.
And who was the first one?
I think the first one was Loie Fuller. So maybe some of you know her because of the film which was released in 2016, and the name of this film is The Dancer, and it's about Loie Fuller. She was absolutely amazing woman, not only because she was super beautifully using her body, or because she was having enough of courage to start doing these things. Imagine that before everybody was doing only ballet, and she just decided to do something very different. But also she was super smart because she was doing patents about her works, and I can tell you that it's really important, and even nowadays not a lot of people are smart enough to think about this. So this is one more point to her. Also, she was working a lot about chemistry. The thing is that she was creating very distinguishable type of dance, serpent dance. She was taking long sticks and she was prolongating somehow her hands, and these sticks were connected with the tissue, and when she was moving her limbs, she was creating some type of flower or butterfly or maybe snake type of movement. But why I was telling about chemistry? So the thing is that she was creating phosphorus costumes. She was the first one who was doing this in the theater, so imagine that it was the time when theater just started to have electricity, and she was forcing them to stop all the electricity until the moment when she will be on the stage. Why? Because her costume was shining in the dark, and it was spectacular. People never seen something like this before, and of course the theaters, they were completely full of public to watch her dance. And another thing which she was using a lot, and also she was discovering this in laboratory, was cinema and also photography. And this is the moment when she was starting her close relationships with Lumiere brothers. They were inspired by her, they were recording her a lot of times, and if you now try to Google Loie Fuller, you will find exactly the records of her dance made by brothers Lumiere. And of course, in these moments, it was no colorful cinema, so they were literally coloring each picture of her to create somehow the picture close to reality, how it was in this moment, because in real life she was in the colorful clothes.
So I think that it was a pretty good advertisement for you to go and check the videos. And the film also, it's really nice. I think that it shows pretty good feelings of Loie Fuller, because she was as well suffering. It was not only like a triumph in her life. she had a lot of difficulties in her life. The film is not very realistic, but it shows a lot how people in art sphere can suffer, so we encourage you to watch this. And another thing which I wanted to say about suffering, yes, it is absolutely true. She is from USA, and in USA she was unsuccessful. That's why she has to try to move somehow to Europe, and this is the moment that she found her success and her fame. But before, she was absolutely poor, and she was suffering from the lack of money, and this is somehow the destiny which repeats again in another woman, and she also will be shown for you in the film The Dancer, and she is Isadora Duncan. But last words about Loie Fuller, that her dance was a lot of beautiful shapes, and she was not against being represented as a flower or a butterfly. If we talk later about our next protagonists about free dance, they were super against this. She was not. She was accepting this feminine type of beauty.
And another great thing about Loie Fuller, that she also was thinking about education of people who were younger than she, and she created school, and she was trying to teach girls how to dance. Yes, so she did a lot of great things.
Yes, and maybe another thing which for sure you will find out in the internet when you will googling her, that she was having some kind of relationships with another women, and one of them was probably Isadora Duncan. There is not 100% proof of this, but probably it was true. So I think that this is a good introduction for Isadora Duncan to finally appear.
Alona showed to all of us what is intrigue. So this girl, which she was describing in the very beginning of the video, it was Isadora Duncan.
Yes, and I have here her book. You can also read it. It's absolutely beautiful and interesting, and for me it was feeling like I'm reading something like Pulp Fiction book. So I think that you have to read it as well. So Isadora Duncan was born as well in USA, and she was born in the middle-level family. Her dad was even rich in the beginning of her life, but after something happened and he was broke, her mom separated from him, and in this moment it was 4 kids and only the mother of Isadora, and they were trying to survive. It was... Then I was reading, I was close to cry, but Isadora had a really light memories about her childhood. Then she was literally seeking for food. She was a little girl, I think sometimes she was 5 years old, and she was forced to go and ask from the people for the food, but for her it was some kind of a game. Maybe that's why she's all the time having such beautiful memories about her childhood, and she's always telling how happy she was and grateful for her mom for giving her freedom. And maybe, yes, she was the one who created free dance or a natural dance. We also can have this term, it's very widespread in England about this type of dance. And her life was roller coaster, absolutely. It's all the time going from down to the up, but I think that the most easy way how to describe her life is that she was living in a moment. She never was thinking about the future or regretting about her past. She was spending all her money in museums, then she was earning not a lot, and after she was even sleeping on the bench. But the thing is that she was enjoying the moments while she was educating, and literally going to watch these Greek places and checking the movement of them and inspired by them. She was telling that it's not only about the Greece, but also about the ocean move,
because she was born close to the sea, and after she was always coming there to watch and to be inspired. And also what is really important, that she was reading a lot and she was listening a lot, because her mom was well educated about music, and in the beginning of her life she was all the time listening to the music of her mom, to Shakespeare and other very important authors. She loved different poets, and what she really hated was school. So that's why she left it earlier than she's supposed to.
That's it! I quit!
And it was really hard moments. But then she moved from USA to Europe. Also, it was not super easy for her to find a job and to find her fame. She started to work in really bad places, in the nightclubs. She was dancing what she hated. She was hated herself after doing these things, and maybe she was doing this because it was the only way how to find the money to food, because it was even weeks and she was eating only tomatoes without even a salt, and it was it's really hard to read these pages on her book. But after finally she was finding herself, finding her success, and I think that she was really grateful for the destiny, that she was able to transcend her way of understanding the movement, and that everything goes from your soul, not from the, I don't know, something that you put inside of your brains. And she was so famous, maybe in the same level of Taylor Swift now. And it's really beautiful that all her money that she was earning in this moment, she was wasting for opening schools and helping to the same poor girls that she was. And she was traveling all around. Even she went to USSR, and she had a lot of support there. It's amazing. And she had the support of Stanislavski, and it was one rumor that she was forcing him to give to her a baby, because she was so much in love with him about his ideas. And she was super free, not only about dance, but also about the way how she was living. She was not thinking about consequences, and she was able to come to the man she liked. And even he has a wife or a lover, or a wife and a lover, she was just coming and telling how she feels.
Definitely, I'm here to enjoy life. I'm not here to suffer.
And that she wants to have a kid for him. But the thing is that her life was super fast and super bright, super full of events. In the same moment, it was super tragic. She had 3 kids, 3 of them. She lost 2 of them were dead because of very hard catastrophe of the cars, and it was a really big grief for her. She started to drink, to gain weight, and after in a while she was even losing her ability to dance so free she was dancing before. And after she found some kind of relief in her husband, first one, official one, she was super scared of marriage because of her parents' experience. And it was Yesenin. He was a very important poet in Russia. That the thing is that he also was having problems about his mental health, and he was killing himself. And after not very long time, she was killed because of an accident. Her scarf was captured in the wheel of the car, and she was literally out of the air. And this was the end of the life of a beautiful person who gave us an idea of freedom for all women, all people who are seeking for a free movement. And thanks to Isadora Duncan, I think that still all of us, we are using what she created, and we are really grateful. And she did super beautiful gift for all humanity.
Are you crying? What's that? Are you crying? Am I crying? No, I'm not crying. You're crying.
So what was after this epoch? The thing is that it's not that she was one person in epoch that important for free dance or modern dance. No, in the same moment as Isadora Duncan was living Ruth St.Denis, and she was also in USA. And the thing is that she was super interested about Asian part of the world. She was in love with Asian dance, and it was instead of doing the same path as Isadora without any type of education, she was taking some ballet class. Actually, she hated it, but maybe it was like some kind of push which made her create her own type of dance. And there it was one beautiful legend that she went to one store with her friend to buy an ice cream, and she saw an advertisement for the cigarettes with the Egyptian goddess, and she thought that this is about what I will be creating dances. She even bought this poster, and but the first dance was not about Egypt, it was more about India. And she became super popular. She was dancing this dance, I don't know, 500 times. It was crazy. People went to her performances a lot of times, and they really loved this. And it was all about different Asian topics. And later on, she met her future husband. His name was Shawn, and together they created the school. The name was Shawn. And this is really important moment because in this school were raised a lot of famous, popular and important figures for the dance, including Marta Graham. So yes, I think that this was the most... and also I can say that she was the one who was denying to be a dancer as a dance something beautiful as a flower. No, she wanted to be like the woman who were creating the history, and from the Asian part, because it was something what was touching her, but somebody really important, maybe like Cleopatra.
As well, what I would love to add, that they also were taking part in shootings of cinema, and this is really great because we can see what they were doing.
Yes, that's true. Isadora Duncan hated and people were recording her. When we say about Loie Fuller, of course, we have records of her, but still the camera was not so good. Isadora was allowing only to take pictures of her because she was telling that the camera is killing the art of the dance. It was her way of understanding this. So yes, it's true. In the school of Shawn, girls were, first of all, they were paying a lot to join the school because Ruth St.Denis, she was a businesswoman. She was understanding where to take the money, where to go, with whom to talk, and yes, she was really good. And girls, they were paying a lot because they were understanding if they join the school, there are a lot of probabilities that they join one important film, maybe as people on the background, but it was some numbers of names of girls who were joining her academy, starting as a dancer and continuing as a famous actress. And when we say about her pupils, a bit about the Shawn, usually when we talk about Ruth St.Denis, the Shawn is a bit more in the shadow because they had really hard relationships. They were divorced in the end because he was in the end more interested about the men, and this is a really big step in a dance as well because he created his own man dancers company, and he gave to them a lot, and I think that it's also really important because a lot of proofs that what people what man companies does now, it's the same what he was doing in this moment, and it was the very beginning of 20th century. So imagine how good he was. So I think that this is a moment when we can slowly move to the pupils of Ruth St.Denis.
So I think that first of all, whom I will tell you, it will be Doris Humphry and Charles Weidman. They also were a couple, also they finished separately. And Doris Humphry and Charles Weidman, they were studying together in Danish Academy, but they understood they were not really interested of telling the stories of somebody who were dead 200 years ago or even were not existing, like Krishna.
It was my cup of tea.
And they started to do something more modern according to things which happens now, and they had a lot of success because people were seeking for something which will represent what is happening now, represent poor people, represent the suffering of the girl who have to go to work in the factory and come back and take care of her kids. So this was something what they were doing, and yes, they were really successful. About Doris Humphry, I think it's really important to say that her pupil was José Limón, and in the end of her life she was helping him a lot to create dance, and that his technique developed from her. Okay, so if I want to say something about Doris Humphry and Charles Weidman as a couple, that they both were working about the gravity, so they were trying to understand how the body is fighting against the gravity, but at the same moment is capable to freely exist. And if we say what happened after separation, he created his own company, it's a Charles Weidman company, and that a lot of male dancers, they were taking ideas from him, and in comparison with Doris Humphry, maybe he was more about expression, emotion, and yes. As well as them in Danish Academy, we were studying Marta Graham, and I think that even if you don't know who she, for sure you heard about her. She's an absolutely amazing woman who will dance in crazy amount of years. I think that it's really hard to find somebody who has seen so much as her. But the thing is that she started pretty late. She was already more than 20 years old, and it's late, yes, for this moment. If we say about ballet, it's like, I don't know.
I'm too old for this.
It's close to an end of a career, exactly. And she only went to dance at this age. But she was so talented and naturally gifted that she became to be a star from the very beginning. And I think maybe this is the explanation why she was not for so long time in good relationships with Ruth St.Denis and Shawn, because she was a star. Too much stars together, it's hard. So she started to create her own philosophy, and this is a modern dance. And this modern dance is still existing in a really I don't know, it's like it's really not going down, it's still in a very high level of development, and she has a lot of pupils who are nurturing this type of dance, and they are given new briefs, they are not stuck, and I think it's really important. So she was supporting a lot women while dancing. If you watch her works, because you still can watch her works because it was recorded, and now they do again recaptures of these works of the new dancers with maybe more developed bodies and more high technique. You see that the main is always women. And this is a moment also that she was working out with the breath, and each movement starts from the breathing according how is more comfortable biological way to move. And also it's very important to understand that she was dancing, I think, close to her 90, and the moment when she stopped dancing was a really depression to her. She even started to have problems with alcohol, but after she stopped and she was putting all her great energy to creating new dances, not to be a dancer. I think that it's really representative how the way of dancing changed, that people were able to dance till their 90s, because if we're speaking about ballet, it is so traumatic, it is like more like sports, it's not very organical to our body, and we are speaking about modern dance, about free dance,
This is the way how our body moves naturally. That is why we don't have so tiny amount of time when we can be dancing. And also if you watch the body of free dancers, of modern dancers, of contemporary dancers, contempt dance, you see that they look like humans. There is not like something extraordinary different from the normal body. So this is also one more sign that if you are scared to start something, don't be scared to start this type of dances. Maybe about ballet, I would think in your place if you are 70 years old and you're adapting now. If you're 70 years old and you're adapting to start contempt, don't. Let's do it.
Well, it's not too late. It's never too late.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay, one thing which I was not telling you, again, this century is crazy full of everybody. So when I was trying to create like a, like the heritage tree, I was losing this battle.
How?
Because it's impossible, there is nothing like a tree, it's more like this type of fence that people are existing in the same moment. And I was not telling you about the person whose name is Dalcroze. He was the man who tried to put together music, dance, and his still are really white and it's really distinguishable, so you can check if you're interested. Why I'm telling this? Because he was given a lot of influence for next protagonist I will be talking about, and another person who was absolutely like, I don't know, living in the same moment but in the different part of the land. No, actually he was living also in Europe, but he came from the different background. His name was Rudolf von Laban, and he came from the art sphere, but not from the dancing. And this is also very interesting because his type of work is very distinguishable from the other ones. He is super more mathematics, I would say. He had created very interesting things, and one of them is
Labanateka. Yes, this is the way how we can put the dance on the paper. Like when we are inventing a music, we put notes on the paper. The same was trying to create Rudolf von Laban, and actually he was pretty successful because according to the pages full of his like special language, people were able to dance together in amount of like millions or thousands of people, and without meeting him in the whole country, and he was not able to be in all places in one moment. And it was really beautiful what he was creating. The only problem he had about all these things was the fascism, because unfortunately he was living in the moment of this dark time, and then he was supposed to create his biggest dance experience. They came and said that he can't be doing this and that he has to leave the country, and he was moving to Great Britain. And they are really lucky that this happened, because his last 20 years of life he was creating things there, and it was really beautiful what he did. And maybe we will do a special video only about his job, because it's really beautiful and important. Let's move forward.
Yes, this is what I want to do, why I told about him, because his pupil was also in the same moment the pupil of Dalcroze, and her name was Wigman. She was absolutely amazing girl. Also, she entered dance very late for ballet, but perfect for her because she did so great things and she became a really important person. She created her own type of dance, and the name is ostrich dance. It's like expressive dance, super upside down in comparison with what we were dancing Isadora Duncan. So if we say about Isadora Duncan, it's absolutely Apollonian type of dance. If you don't know what's Apollonian type of dance, please go and check our video.
Yes, we explained there everything.
And Wigman is Dionysian type of dance. It's black energy, it's everything what we would say now, bad emotions, and some of which we try to hide. So it's in this moment, it's something what is never can be deleted from the human nature. And please watch your witch dance and enjoy and be inspired to don't hide your emotions and to move from what you feel like and what you are doing. I think that this was the moment when the dance was divided into two big branches. It was a more contemporary dance and it was more dance in theater. And I think this is a moment when we stop. And please subscribe, put likes and share our video if it was useful for you. And thank you very much for your feedback. We're super grateful for receiving your comments, and have a nice day and
see you in the next video.
Let's dance.
Bye bye.